Hey second channel, it's Ray here and welcome back to my second channel. Now if you're new here for my main channel, my second channel is where I express myself. I make videos that aren't just related to artwork, including today's story time where I met the lovely Miss Addison Rae, her dad, the whole weird thing leading up to it and the whole fallout afterwards. And by the way, for my second channel, I don't have a set schedule at all, so I highly recommend you hit the subscription button and turn on notifications. Not only will you massively help out this channel, but you'll also get notified of every second channel video that I upload when I upload. Okay. So let me start from the beginning. Addison Rae. Now, if you don't know who Addison Rae is, you're living under a rock. She is literally one of the biggest TikTokers in the whole entire world right now. Incredibly beautiful, uploads like 3 to 5 times a day on TikTok. And at this point, it's not even just her who's making content, it's like her whole family. It's like her mom, her dad, her little brothers. It's like a whole entire empire at this point. And to start off on TikTok, I wanted to start off with a banger, and who else could I draw more than Addison Rae herself? And during this time, there was like a TikTok art challenge where it was like the camera pans in and you start making all these weird faces. And as an artist, when I first saw that video, I knew, like, instantly, like,
I gotta draw all of Addison's faces.
it got like 3 million views or something like that, which made me feel really good as like a beginning starting artist TikToker. A few hours later, it was either my friend ZHC or my friend Leo. They messaged me and said like, hey, Addison's dad posted your video on his Instagram story, which made me like feel so damn good. Fast forward a week later, and I and my friend Chloe Rose, Art of Chloe Rose here on YouTube, we both got invited to go to Playlist Live Orlando. And if you don't know what Playlist Live is, it's kind of like VidCon, where, except for more like TikToker kind of people, where people can go buy tickets and see their favorite creators. Like for example, Tana Mojo, the Hype House was pretty much all there. Keemstar was there oddly enough, like so many huge creators, which again was a huge honor that I got invited and I got to go. And so of course, in preparation of going to Playlist, I was looking at all the creators who were gonna be there, and Addison Rae was gonna be there. And I thought to myself like, oh shoot, this is my chance that maybe I could like, you know, say hi to her, or like maybe show her my artwork that I did of her, and you know, just move on with our day, you know, just that kind of thing. So if you don't know, Playlist Live basically has 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now Thursday is just like the business day, there's only business people around. Saturday and Sunday, those days are like the big Playlist Live days. Those are the days that like literally thousands and thousands of people show up. And then we have Friday, which is like a weird juggernaut kind of a day where Playlist Live kind of starts, but not really. There's not that many people there compared to like the next following days. So anyway, Chloe and I wake up really early that morning, probably about 9:30 in the morning. We're looking for food because supposedly there's food around. So here we were like running here and running there and trying to find like the breakfast that they said that they were gonna give. So we go up to the little desk area for like the creators. There's like a layer of security guards, then there's like a little tiny hallway, and then there's like a table for creators to check in. So we go to this check-in table and I ask the guy like, hey, where's the food? And the guy starts to reply with, I don't know. And he gets interrupted by a voice. It's a guy voice, and he's on his phone and he points and says, the E-wing is that way. So Chloe and I start walking that way, and I stop and I'm like, oh my God, Chloe, do you know who that is? And she's like, who, you know, in her cute little British voice. And I'm like, that's Addison Rae's dad. And so Chloe and I like bust it to my room. I like run up there and like I grab all the artwork that I had packed up and like stuff it in my purse, and like we run backstairs and he's gone. Monty is gone. And so at this point I start like frantically asking everybody like, have you seen that man who was on his phone? Have you seen him? Have you seen him? Have you, like asking the security guards, the check-in guy, random creators who were just sitting around. I was like, have you seen this guy? I must have looked like a freaking crackhead, you know, asking where he was at. But eventually one security guard, like one old security guard was like, oh yeah, he went into that room right there. And do you remember earlier when I said there's like a layer of security guards, then there's like a little tiny hallway, and then there's like a table for creators to check in? it was just a hallway with like this hidden poster, hidden bookshelf kind of like doorway. It did not look like a doorway at all. And it was so weird because it's like 9 in the morning, this old security guard that appeared out of nowhere is telling me to go in this secret trapdoor room, like to find this random guy that I may or may not be sure if it's Addison Rae's dad. But you know what? I'm like, screw it. If we die, we die. We're just gonna go into this random hole. So I open the door and it's like this dark, rustic bar. Like it's so strange. There's like 2 bartenders serving alcohol. There's nobody else in this room. It has like this really weird red lighting. Like it's so weird. And Chloe and I just like walked in there. The 2 bartenders were like, hey guys. And let me tell you, it was a tiny room. I would say it's about the size of my studio times 2. And there was like this big old platter of bagels, and sitting next to the bagels was Addison Rae's dad on his phone. So Chloe and I kind of got awkward and kind of like wobbled over to sit next to him, like acting really casual. And I was so nervous because I'm about to go up to this man who has no idea who I am and be like, hey, I drew your daughter, you know, kind of thing. I didn't want to be weird. And so I sat there for a minute. I am mentally prepared for what I was gonna say. And I walked up to him and I said, hi, are you Monty? And he put down his phone. He was like, yeah, Monty, how you doing? And I was like, oh, I have something for you. And he said, okay, let me see. So first I pulled out my phone and I showed him the screenshot and I was like, hey, you put this screenshot on your Instagram. I'm the girl who drew that. And he's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And he was so cool about it. He was like, oh wow, that was you? That was so, you know, that was so good. That artwork was so good. And I was like, thank you very much. I actually have the artwork here with me. Not just one of them, but all 4 of them. So not just you, but your whole family can have a picture of Addison Rae that I drew if you wanted to. He was like, oh, that is so cool. Let me call Addison and tell her to get down here so you can show her yourself. And I was like lost for words. I was like, you know, kind of thing, because you know, I'm like a little starstruck. You know, I like her content, I think she's cool, and then I'm about to meet her in private in this weird little creepy room. Like, how cool is that? So he calls her, she doesn't answer because it's like 9 in the morning, she's probably tired. So he hangs up the phone. He's like, I'm sorry she didn't answer, but here's my phone number. Put your phone number in my phone, that way I can call you later when she is available. Now, I don't know if he was being serious or not, but I went ahead and like got his phone and I put in my phone number, you know. And he started making casual conversation. He was like, yeah, me and my wife are down here, just, you know, blah, 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 you know. And it was just so cute because, you know, obviously everybody views Addison Rae as like this huge celebrity, but he was just talking about her like any supportive dad would be to his daughter, and it was really sweet. So anyway, he's like, well, since you're gonna be here for the next few days, if I see her and she gets some free time, I'll text her and we can meet up again. I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, yeah, okay, you know, I still had the artwork in my purse at this point. I was like, you know, I tried, I got to meet him, we'll see what happens, you know. First we grabbed some bagels and we were about to leave and he was like, hey, wait, let me try one last time to text her and tell her to come down here. That way you can give her your artwork. That way you can meet her and take a picture. And I was thinking to myself, like, she's probably busy or tired, but you know, I'll wait a few minutes to see, you know, you never know what happens. I'll just wait. And you know, and so I just kind of sat there awkwardly because I'm not very good at conversation. I was just sitting there with Chloe, and every once in a while he'd look up from his phone and be like, don't worry, she's coming, she's coming. So I go get a mimosa, sit back down, start talking with Chloe, really into our conversation, and then another secret door opens up. like one secret door wasn't enough, but apparently on the other side where we were sitting, there was another secret door. And lo and behold, Addison Rae walks in and I was like, oh my god, you know, there she is. I'm so nervous because I have my artwork and I wish I would have spent like 60 hours on it, you know, because like I know that I could have done better. I know that I could have created like an extreme hyper realistic, you know, artwork for her. But when I was making it for the TikTok, I didn't think anything of it, you know. So anyway, she walks in, she's like, hey dad, you know, like starts messing with her hair. She's like in sweatpants, she's like in a sweat thing. And like I go up to her and I'm like, hello. She's like, hey, how's it going? And she like instantly was like smiling, her whole face lit up the room. She was like, hey, you know. So I went to tell her, I was like, yeah, I'm an artist here on TikTok and I had drawn you and let me show you the video. So I went in and I reached in my purse, I pulled out the phone and I was so nervous to like show her the video that I did. When I pulled out my phone, I like flung it across the room. I was like, hey Addison. It was so embarrassing. And so I showed her the artwork, I gave her the artwork, and she was like, wow, that is so good, you know, like really sweet about it. I could tell that she was genuinely excited to meet me, she was genuinely excited that I made a video about her, and she was genuinely excited to get artwork. And so anyway, I asked her like, hey Addison, can I get a picture with you holding my artwork? And she was so down for it. And she kind of got quiet and was like, yeah, of course, but I just want to say I'm sorry, I look bad right now. And I told her, I'm like, girl, there's no way you can look bad, like you're so beautiful. She holds up my artwork, I take this video.
Okay.
And like I said, she was such a sport about it, she was so kind about it, and I even asked her like, hey, can we take a few photos of just me and you together? And she was like, yeah, sure, you know, she was down, like she was so sweet, so down to earth. And she started talking to her dad about something serious, and I just kind of was like awkwardly like, okay, bye, you know, kind of thing. And Chloe and I left, and I made my TikTok about her. But her and her dad were like super sweet, super cute, and it was so cool. It was like my first like celebrity kind of meeting, you know. It was really cool. So anyway guys, that's the end of my story. I think somebody has to go bathroom, so anyway, second channel, I will see you guys next time. Bye.